I'll tell what happened with me. I went to the Palmer Park event and then went over to Peterson Air Force Base event, watched that, and I was walking back to the parking lot where the Dairy Queen is with a friend. Two of us were walking back. We were walking along the sidewalk, the street was empty, it was just a quiet group of people, a few others also going back. And behind us we heard a shout, unlawful assembly, disperse. And so we kept on walking, we were dispersing. And don't look back. And I, of course, looked back and immediately was grabbed by two people, handcuffed and led away. So that was my experience.
Mine was less spectacular. At Academy Boulevard, all I did was stand by the side of the road holding a flag or perhaps a sign, and I listened to the talks earlier, and then when we went over to the shopping center, I went in and used the bathroom, and then when the policeman came in, this was, I guess, my only ever so slightly provocative act of the day. I asked the policeman, he said he took the manager, as Eric said, and was taking him into the back, and I asked if I could go along and listen, since I assumed it was public business. And he very gruffly said, no, I couldn't do that. And then he went in and, shall we say, reached the agreement with the manager that he could issue the order that Eric said, and then I just went out and stood by the car waiting for Eric.
I don't think it was an agreement with the manager.
No, I don't think so either.
I think it was the policeman, and just saying this, I'm just telling you this is what I'm going to do.
Yeah, oh, I think that's what must have happened, but we couldn't hear it.
Yeah. So I sincerely would like to believe that no individual police officer agrees with or got pleasure from falsely arresting people. Now, I could be naive in wanting to believe that, but I think that it's very likely that orders came from above. And that's the only way I can really rationalize, really explain what happened that day, is that there was no threat to public safety, there was no sign waving, there was no protest underway, and yet these officers came through and arrested everybody. Everybody, they could figure out who was from Boulder, actually, all 12 people.
And it's like they had decided to have a rumble, and they almost missed their chance, and the only way they could pull it off was to drag people from their cars. There are two other little events that corroborate that. One was, and these are both secondhand, somebody reported this to me. One was that either the commissioner, the chief of police, was talking with a reporter earlier in the day or the night before about the upcoming event, and the police chief's comment was, there's going to be more than oxygen in the air with this, like he was ready for it. And the other factor is that according to the log of the police radio communications that day, as we were all walking back to the Dairy Queen, the sheriff's department contacted the city police and said, they are leaving your jurisdiction. They're now out in the county. Would you like us to move in? And the police's answer was, no, we want to do this. So that.
And what was the this that was being mentioned?
Exactly.
No, we want to do this. Okay, people are getting into their cars, the people are in a sandwich shop, they're in a Dairy Queen. What was the we want to do this all about? So another bit of hearsay, but seems to fit the pattern. A rally participant, this was not at the Peterson Air Force Base, but at Palmer Park, the march and rally, etc., was talking to an officer when things seemed to be winding down, and was saying, wow, it looks like there are really no big incidents today. It's really, a pretty peaceful day. And the response from the officer was, now maybe you can help me out with this. It's all secondhand to me, but you heard of it as well.
Mm.
You haven't seen anything yet. Is that what you remember being the quote?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You
His
haven't seen
mom
anything
heard.
yet. So,
His mom heard.
and then right after that, tear gas fired, people chased down side streets, maced in the face while lying on the ground.
Really? I didn't hear about that. Hmm.
Yeah, this happened, and people getting into their cars, chased down people who hadn't, people who had just been in the rally and in the march.